Hey, what's up, guys? Reading my book again. Yeah, buddy. I read this portion in in my book here, and it had me like thinking, overthinking, um, processing what I just read, and loving the words that are being written, but also seeing that the message is pretty perplexed. Um, so what I'd like to do is I'd like to read some portions to it, and one of the words that's in here, I had to look it up again because it was just one of those words that I have a hard time pronouncing. But I looked it up, and the word to me when I read it, I mean, I understood the word and what the word could mean, but it means pretty much two different things. And first, before I read this paragraph about Think and Grow Rich, I want to read the understanding of a particular word that was explained in the book. So, the word is called one moment, please. Okay, this is the word that it's called. The word is called admonition.
Admonition.
Oh, and I said it correct. The meaning of the word admonition is an act or action of admonitioning, authoritative counsel, or warning. And then they put it in a sentence, and the word is pretty complex. And it had me thinking about it a lot because it says it's Old French. And it's a really good, it's a big word. But to me, when I read it, it just kind of felt like in the form of the sentence is the word ab admonition is knowing yourself. That's kind of what I took right away from it, is knowing yourself, knowing your worth. And with that said, this is what we're going to talk about. It says, do you know your own worth? The oldest of admonition is man, know thyself. If you market merchandise successfully, you must know the merchandise. The same is true in marketing personal services. You should know all of your weaknesses in order that you may either bridge them or eliminate them entirely. You should know your strengths in order that you may call attention to it when selling your services. You can know yourself only through accurate analysis. The folly of ignorance in connection with self was displayed by a young man who applied to the manager of a well known business for a position. He made a very good impression until the manager asked him what salary he expected. He replied that he had no fixed sum in mind. The manager then said, "We will pay you all you are worth after they try you out for a week." So to me, that sounded like, hey, since you can't tell me how much you're worth, we're just gonna throw you in there, and then we'll decide how much we're gonna pay you then after the fact. So know your worth, people. Know your worth. So, in thinking about that that statement, that sentence is, and to me, I think I've been kind of ingrained in having that mental aspect, as in knowing my worth. To me, my worth is worth more than what people can pay me. Although I feel that you have to have you need to give a dollar amount to the quote unquote powers that be if you're offering a service for someone or something, or um, applying for a job like as this gentleman did. I believe that your worth is one of the most highest regards, no matter who you are. Know your worth. And I believe that after you knowing your worth and confirming what your worth is, whatever opportunity, whatever obstacle that you come across, I believe that as long as you look back into seeing what your worth is, whatever situation that you come into, it's water under the bridge. It's nothing. It's easy for you. You are not bothered by it per se. You set yourself on a high road or a higher pedestal for yourself, and that's how I feel, and that's how I've always felt, even as a kid. I just always thought differently, I guess, as a kid, and I'll give you a prime example. My first job, when I was just starting to getting into the quote unquote work industry, was I had my own lawnmower business pretty much. My grandma, she already knew how I was. She could tell how independent that I wanted to be, and she knew that I knew what my worth was, no matter what I did. So one day she goes, "All right." She went and bought a lawnmower, rake, bags, trimmer, put it out in the front yard. When I came home from school one day, it's like, I think it was like my first or second day of school. She goes, "Here you go, businessman. What are you gonna do with it?" Instantly in my mind, I said to myself, I know my worth. I'm gonna make some money with it. That's what I'm gonna do with it. So I got that lawnmower, walked up and down the streets, went to door, and after about, I'll say, a good 8 hours, I came back essentially with about 4 or 5 accounts where people I was gonna maintain their yards on a weekly or a monthly basis. And the ones that I didn't close because I assured them of my worth and my confidence, they, even though they did not want, an actual lawn service from me on a continuous basis, they did let me cut their yard. And I cut their yard and I made money from them. Yeah, it was a one-time deal, but they seen my worth and they seen my dedication to me. And that's what I would like to kind of say. Actually, not kind of, but that's what I would like to say to all of you. Know your worth. I believe there's a lot of leaders of the past that has said the same thing that that we have in the back of our mind. For example, Dr. Martin Luther King, when he talked about being the best person that you can be. And I don't know the full statement of it, but it was along the lines were I'm paraphrasing, be the best. Oh, for example, if you got a janitor position, no matter what position that you got, be the best janitor that you can be. That message kind of reconfirmed the way I was and the way I am still today. But I also want you guys to know that that's the way you are as well. Whether you believe it or not, your worth is more the weight in gold. So I urge you to know your worth. Find out what your worth is. Analyze, do analyzing things. Do something for yourself. Because I believe that you and I are very, 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 very wealthy people. And our worth is extra, I don't even know how to say the word, astronomical. But what I'd like to say is know your worth, have fun with it, stay confident. And if you're not confident, that's okay. But know your worth. And by knowing your worth, confidence will come with it. And with that said, you guys, peace, love, and happiness.